over under and pick a winner. Take it away.
Oh, over under, pick a winner. The over and under, this is according to ESPN, over under is set at 49, and the Saints are 9.5-point favorites.
Say it again.
Saints are 9.5-point favorites, so the 49ers are receiving 49.
Oh, really?
And a half. 49 and a half.
Wow. Okay.
No, right. Oh, I take that back. I'm sorry. It's 49 exactly. The half point goes to the spread.
I see. So they think the Niners aren't going to score much. They think it's going to be what, 30-20, something. Okay,
that's right.
Well, that'd be 50 though.
I'm terrible at math. I'm really bad at math. I think I just showed everyone. I just guess. So was that 47, 50, 9, 65? Okay, sounds pretty much close. So over under and pick a winner. Who's up?
I was the bad guy last week. I was the bad guy where Leo, Luna, and I were the only two SI riders to say the Niners were going to lose to the Packers. I had that feeling. And I had this hunch that they're going to win this game. And here's where I'm going with this. It's the NFL. Last week, the Steelers, the undefeated Steelers, almost lost to the Dallas Cowboys after the Cowboys embarrassed themselves on Sunday Night Football. I think this is one of those games where the Saints have a division opponent coming up next week in the Falcons who can, of course, move the ball. Maybe you overlook the 49ers and Nick Mullins with how undermanned they are and take them lightly. And that's why I think coming out and really sticking it to the Saints early can pay all the difference in the world. And I like the 49ers' chances to slowing down the Saints offense because there's no deep threats. It really comes down to Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. Yeah, Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw need to just tackle Alvin Kamara. You cannot let Alvin Kamara get loose. If you stop Alvin Kamara, you're going to win this game. You can't have any missed tackles. And I think the 49ers are going to do a good job of doing that. It's going to be Fred Warner versus Alvin Kamara is the key matchup for me in this game. And whichever player gets the better of the other, that team's going to win, in addition to whatever team scores first, which is going to be the 49ers who win this game 24-20. They cover the spread and win outright.
Oh, hey, I got to say, if the game comes down to Fred Warner versus Alvin Kamara, I like the Niners' chances. Maverick.
Well, so I picked the Saints just because I didn't want it to be where I picked the Niners all 16 games this season, and I looked at the schedule.
I'm on pace. Yeah.
I looked at the schedule, and I thought this was the only game where I thought, like, okay, the Niners don't have a real shot. But as I was looking at it, I think they can win, definitely. I think it's going to be the over because I think the Niners are going to run the ball a lot, and I think that will succeed against the Saints defense and get Quan Alexander out in space if he does play. I think that will play to the Niners' advantage. How many times are we going to see Jerick McKinnon and Wildcat read options toward Quan Alexander? Can we see that? Will that work?
Yeah.
But on a serious note, I think the Saints win by less than 9 points. I'll go what would be covering 35-30, 35-31, but I think the Niners could win if they get a big defensive turnover. I think they need one turnover at least to win.
Yeah. Nick almost swayed me there for a second. I was listening to him. I was like, oh, and he made a lot of great points. And I'm not saying the Niners won't win. I think they're going to compete. I do think they're going to compete. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think the Niners' offense is going to play well. I think the Niners are going to have a great plan on third down on both sides of the ball. I think they're going to be really prepared and fresh. They're really good on the road. The one time they lost on the road, they were coming off a previous road trip. The other times they've been on the road, they've been really good. The only reason I'm going to say the Saints are going to win this game is I still feel that the Niners are depleted. I mean, they don't have a run game yet. They can't commit to the running game because Jerick McKinnon has a limit and JaMychal Hasty is JaMychal Hasty. He's an undrafted guy with X amount of career carries who's fumbled once and doesn't have the full trust of anyone. And then you got Austin Walter. So it just seems like the Niners still are identityless on offense. So I think that if they can just lose this game 30-27, which is what I'm going to pick, that's a big confidence boost heading into the bye week, that they went toe-to-toe with the best team in the NFC on the road, and that without Deebo Samuel and Raheem Mostert. If they can win without those two, just give the Niners the NFC title right now. I mean, what a confidence boost that would be. But I don't think they necessarily have to do that. All they have to do is compete and know that they went toe-to-toe with a great team on the road without their 2 MVPs on offense. And I think that's a big moral victory. I can't.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, Grant. Do you think, wherever you're going with your take, do you think it does more for that winning culture that we've been talking about and emphasizing, or do you think they can still get into the playoffs losing this game?
I think they can still get into the playoffs losing this game. The way I see it is they got to go 5-2 the rest of the way, and this is the most difficult game left on their schedule. They don't have Deebo Samuel and Raheem Mostert. They're playing the Saints. They don't even expect to win this game. Now, they expect to compete, and if they do win the game, great. But I think if you're counting on them to drop 2, this would be one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the end of the world if they lose to the Saints, but if they lose 40-7, it's over. I mean, it's just going to be a depressing bye week. They got to compete, and I think they will. I think they're going to lose 30-27. I think the offense is going to look good. And I think the defense is going to look good too. It's just there's only so much you can do against the Saints without Nick Bosa, D Ford, all these guys. So 30-27. What does that make? I mean, Niners cover and I'm going taking the over. Okay.
Well, even with all those guys last year too, the Saints offense dropped 46 points with a healthy. That's a game that D Ford got hurt in, right? I think he played 4 snaps in that game. So
that's right.
Well, didn't K'Wan Williams also get hurt? And was that the game Sherman got hurt in, or
that's right
next week?
That's right.
K'Wan Williams. Did you say K'Wan Williams?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yes.
I would think
because I remember DJ Reed and having to go in, and it was a whole little fun mess at the end.
Yeah, it was. Well, I'm hoping for an exciting game. It's not going to be anything like last year's, but it could be interesting. And I think honestly, how the Niners lose this game is going to determine the rest of the season. If they win, what an accomplishment! It would almost be the biggest accomplishment of Shanahan's career as a head coach. I mean, no one expects him to win this game. 10-point dogs. It's not the biggest, but it would be huge. Huge. And what a condemnation to the Saints it would be. My God, it would be embarrassing. It'd be freaking embarrassing. No offense to the Niners B team, but it's the Niners B team. So I just like to see them compete.
Does it compare to the Falcons playing the Niners last year at all to you?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the Niners were undermanned in this game. The thing about the Saints is they're kind of healthy. Everyone's there. It's really going to be really freaking hard. I mean, even if Solid does everything I said with the flooding the underneath zones, it's like you still have to handle Emmanuel Sanders and Michael Thomas. Like, good luck.
I feel it could be one of those classic trap games where the Saints are coming in riding so high where they just beat the Buccaneers 38-3, where they come out somewhat lethargic and just not motivated, knowing that they have a game that they view as a cakewalk. Because I'm sure the Saints, it's just natural. When you play sports and you know that you're significantly better than your opponent because they're dealing with it, whatever adversity they're dealing with, you have a tendency to take them lightly. Your coach will say over and over again, don't take them lightly, but it's kind of inevitable. So I can see the Saints playing victim to a trap game and losing.
Absolutely. The Niners are one of the best coach teams in the league. They're going to be prepared. They got a week and a half to do this. They're rested. I'm curious to see it. I'm curious to see it. It could be a trap game. And Nick, if you get this right, you get ultimate props. That's a very, very, can I say ballsy? That's a ballsy pick. Terrific. I love it.
Well, the article I have ready to go in Tempest, the NFC West preview, we do our weekly predictions. I'm on the leaderboard right now, and I ended my video saying, if you want to listen to someone, you want to listen to me. I'm in first place, not Grant, not Maverick. Grant, you're in second. You're only one game back, Maverick. You're back in the mix.
Am I last?
No, you're second to me.
We're
second? Like 1 and 2. Yeah, you're a game back.
I assumed I was losing. I'm terrible. I think I'm like
18 and 13 or something like that.
Who's
and you're
last?
Like, Marco.
Marco.
No.
All right. That's enough. We did it.
That's enough.
We did it. That was a good one, though. I enjoyed it. It was an intimate roundtable today. It was a
close circle
inside the journalist studio. Really appreciated all your input today. Thank you, guys. I had to block one person, though. You know who you were. You know what you did. You're out. Everyone else, you guys are. What?
You should have took his phone. You should have took his phone and make him wait outside in the classroom. That's what you should have done. Blocking him is just as effective, though.